resort center. It is an apartment for the rich and those that want to be rich. Do you know you can buy the future if you know where to shop? Do you know that Dangote refinery will be opened by December with about 70,000 workers and 2,000 engineers? Atlantica Apartment is at the heart of it all, just directly beside the zone. It is a 2-bedroom apartment with infrastructure. When you buy Atlantica Apartment, you have bought the future.
Meet John Obidi. In a population of about 180 million people, John Obidi, popularly known as Daddy J.O. by many media experts and thought leaders, was listed as one of the most influential young Nigerians in personal development and academia in 2017 and 2018 by Avance Media. John Obidi is a social media strategist, online business consultant, and founder of Head Start Africa, a 152-member strong community of experts and thought leaders. He was nominated twice for the Future Awards Prize for New Media and won in 2018. Entrepreneur, consultant, speaker, author, and founder, Head Start Africa. Amongst the many things you need to know about John Obidi is that he is a valued chef.
Tade, I appreciate the honor of being here to address your audience, to speak to your audience. TadeCash is someone that I really respect. I follow just a few people on Twitter, and he's one of those that I follow on Twitter. I love his book, The Money Code, and his mindset about money. I think that what Tade knows is something that all Nigerians should get into their money vocabulary. So today I'm here to talk about how to make money here in the third world, especially for those of you here that are in Nigeria and other parts of Africa. I'm going to be teaching you a simple step-by-step process that you can use to monetize your knowledge. All right. There are many ways you can make money online. I've tried many things. I am into a number of those things, but I'm going to be giving you what the foundation of that wealth is. All right. It's going to be very practical for those who are able to take action. You are going to lead here with practical steps that you can take right now to make money out of your knowledge. And everybody knows something. All right. There is something that you know that people all over the world are ready and willing to pay money for. All right. There's something you know that people all over the world are ready and willing to pay money for. All right. But it's not everyone who has something in their head to sell that actually makes money selling their knowledge. It's not everyone. There is a method to this system, and I'm going to unveil it to you. All right. And so, excuse me, if you're taking notes, I want you to write down build, teach, and sell. Okay. This is going to be a system that you're going to write down and follow with me. Okay. I have just 30 minutes to unpack this, but if you've ever attended my trainings, you know that I like to be as practical as possible and as contextual to our environment as we can. All right. Write this down. Build, teach, and sell. Number one, build. What do I mean by build? Now, anyone who wants to sell something, I'm always getting questions like, I just launched a book. How do I sell it? No, you're putting the cart before the horse. Okay, you're doing it in the wrong order. You need attention. If you think that you are not selling, and there's so many aspects of this topic, but I'm going to focus and narrow this conversation to selling your knowledge. Okay, if you're a thought leader, you're someone who sells information, you're an information marketer, this is for you. If you're someone who thinks there's something in your head that you want to teach people how to do and get them to pay you, this is what I'm focusing on today. All right. And so if you have something that you want to teach people and make money from, but you're not making money, your biggest problem is likely attention. It's not that you don't know what to teach. It's not that you don't know what kind of products to create. It's not that you don't know how to charge for what you know. It's that every time you make a post for something that costs money, for any part of your value offering that costs money, Nobody is buying because nobody can see it. Nobody can see you. For a lot of you that follow me, I make jokes about this sometimes, and I say that your movement should not be like house fellowship. All right, your movement, your following should not be like house fellowship. How you know what house fellowship is? Where two or three are gathered. Okay, your movement should be like what? A crusade. Okay, your movement should be like the experience. Should be like night of bliss. Okay, that is what we are called to. And so, the more attention you are getting, the more people you can sell to. Okay, so build talks about how you build a platform that gets your attention. Do you know what a platform is? Let's not talk about even online platforms now. Let's talk about what the actual meaning of platform. A platform is usually a raised surface that a person can stand on. And because you are standing on top of an elevated surface, everyone can see you because you're up there, you're elevated, so everyone can see you. So you've got to build that platform so that people can see you, and then you can speak to them. That becomes your audience. Okay, so number one is, how do you build your platform? Follow me. This is the foundation of how you really make money. You guys are not paying a dime to be in here, but this information is life changing. You can go ahead and buy some 2,000 naira course on WhatsApp that will mislead you and you will not make a dime. All right, so don't think that because you're getting this for free that is not valuable. This is my life's work. All right, we sell millions of naira worth of online courses. I don't need to brag about that, so I need you guys to pay attention. All right, so how do you build your platform? Now, there are three types of platforms. I'll rush through that really quickly, even though I have an entire teaching on platforms in itself. All right, there are three types of platforms online. There are the owned platforms, the rented platforms, and the hybrid platforms. Now, the rented platforms are all of social media. We like to say, do not build your house on rented land. So if you're building your following on Facebook exclusively or on Instagram exclusively and so on and so forth, they're regarded as rented land because you do not control the rules of the game. Okay, you don't control the rules of those platforms. If any of your accounts should shut down, you've got no way of taking your followers away with you. All right. However, rented platforms are important because there's already an audience. Like Facebook has got over 2 billion users. And so you can position yourself within the platform and attract people onto yourself. So whether you're building that as a Facebook group, just like right now, we are watching this entire broadcast from a Facebook group. That's a fantastic idea. That's a fantastic type of platform. All right. So now you've got to choose what platform you want to set up on. Now there are other platforms. There's owned platforms, and one of the examples of owned platforms is email. All right, email has its pros and cons. One of the disadvantages of email is that the open rates might not be as great. However, it gives you more control over how you communicate with your audience. All right, and then finally we have hybrid platforms like WhatsApp, Telegram, mobile apps, and so on and so forth. Okay, now how do you build this platform? Because I have a Facebook group. Is huge. It's called Head Start Africa. A lot of you know what that is. There's over 160,000 members on that Facebook community. It grows really fast. When they were reading out my citation, the announcer said it had 152,000 members. So between the time when she recorded that 152,000 and now, we've had a growth of 8,000 new members to the community. All right. Some people start Facebook groups, and for a long time, they still have about a few hundred. All right, and that's not to look down on the work that you're doing, but you can choose whether you want to blow tomorrow or next decade. I don't know, what would you choose? All right, you want to blow in 3 days time, or do you want to blow the next decade? Do you want to take the fast lane, or do you want to take the slow lane? All right, I'm not saying it's a shortcut. I'm saying it's a fast lane. There's a quick way to build your platform and build your influence. And what is that quick way? Paid traffic. I'll say that again. Paid traffic. A lot of people do not like to hear the word paid traffic because it's going to cost you money. But I tell you this, it costs money to fund a war. I'll say it again. It costs money to fund the war. All right. So one of the best ways and quickest ways to build your platform is with paid traffic. Now, after you have built your platform, or while you're building your platform, and this also relates to whether you're building an email list. I won't go into the details of that, or whether you're building a Facebook group or a Telegram channel. All right, do Facebook groups is my favorite. So I would advise you start with a Facebook group for many reasons. Facebook groups are fantastic right now. And Mark Zuckerberg is actually focusing more on Facebook communities. We just had the Facebook Community Summit a couple of days ago. And so there are many fantastic things that Facebook is releasing for Facebook group admin. So we're going to be assuming that you're using a Facebook group to build your platform. Now, when you talk about a Facebook group, there are multiple types of Facebook groups. You can have the community where other people can post and you also post, or you can have the one where you're the only one posting and everyone else just engages in the comment section. Either one is fine. I think that though, if you're trying to build an expert-based business, create the type of Facebook group where you're the only one posting and everyone else can engage in the comments. Facebook groups have fantastic reach right now. All right. So now you've built your platform, your Facebook group, for example, and also your email list and so on. Okay. That platform becomes your asset. The more it grows, the more money you can make. And I'll explain. Okay. Now let's leave that. Let's assume we've built a platform and we are building it. We have like 10,000 members on the group, 20,000, 30,000, 50,000, and it's growing. What do you do while you're building? You teach. That is how every expert makes money. So if you're a thought leader, you're an author, you are a book writer, you are a motivational speaker, you are a teacher. If you're any kind of person that is in the information marketing space, your next step is to teach. Okay. So you're going to start teaching about what you know, and there are multiple ways to teach. My favorite way to teach is by doing webinars. I'm sure you can see that. See the way I'm so animated. I'm in love with the camera. All right. I'm talking straight to the camera and you can feel my presence. I've been doing this a long time because my favorite mode of teaching is through webinars. Okay. I like it when you can see me and you can hear me and I can demonstrate, I can show you things. Okay. So I recommend that people do webinars because this is 2020. And if there's one thing that the COVID-19 lockdowns have taught us, is that a lot of people are now ready and able to consume live streaming. Okay. When we wanted to do live streaming a couple of years ago, we couldn't do it because who was going to watch it? Because there was no data plan that could accommodate it. But now more people can. And because more people can, more people are going to watch your live streams, okay, on your platform. Okay. So what do you now start teaching? You create webinars. You start doing webinars to solve those problems in your field. Okay. So let's say you are into real estate. Okay. Say, oh, guys, by 7 p.m. On Sunday, I'm going to be teaching you 5 things you must know before you buy a land in Ibejuleki. You do the live and then come. Or you say 5 things you must know in order to buy land in Lagos without money down. No, I don't know how possible that is. So I'm just giving you an example. Okay. So that sort of thing. I'll teach you guys 5 things you must know and they will come. Let me tell you, Nigeria is one place where it is so easy, incredibly easy to become a hero because there are so many problems. Because there are so many problems, it is easy to become a hero. So you just pick one problem that you're solving and do it with all your might. All right, King Solomon said, whatever you find to do, do it with all your might. Because in the land of the dead where you are going, there is neither working nor planning nor something else like that, right? So whatever you do, do it with all your might, okay? You see the passion with which I'm speaking, the precision with which I am speaking. I do this whether it is free or whether it is paid. And you have to keep on showing up with this intensity, okay? So find one day of the week where you will show up on a live broadcast and just teach things that are important to that segment, okay? Maybe you're in health. What are the things that Nigerians go through? And of course, when I say Nigerians, look at your locality. If you're not from Nigeria, look at your locale, okay? Or whatever audience that you're solving, right? What are the problems happening there? Is it diabetes? Is it infertility? Address those. Are you teaching people how to make money? Okay, how can you show up live consistently and teach? You want to do this in such a way that when anybody thinks about that problem or that field of study, they think about you. And so that's why I said build, the first step. Number 2, teach. You must keep on teaching. Okay, webinars is just one way. Another way is podcasts. All right, I'm not going to go deeply into that, but I'm going to say this. If you're going to start a podcast in 2020 and beyond, I recommend you start a video podcast. If you want to blow, some people like to shy away from this because, you know, you're still talking about, I'm still shy of showing my face on camera. Hey, God, get over that. Whatever you've got to do, if you want to go get therapy, if you want to go get trained, whatever, figure out what you must do. You cannot be shy of being seen on camera in 2020 and beyond. We've got kids of 12 years old and 15 years old, Nigerian kids who are blowing up on TikTok. Okay, this generation coming after us, they are natively coming into a platform that requires you to show your face. And so those of you who are my age or around my age that didn't grow into that, you might find it a bit challenging. Get over that challenge, all right? Because that is the way to be seen, okay? Somebody who shows his face or her face and teaches has an advantage over you that is hiding behind the podcast. So think about it. Jot things down, amen? All right, so podcast is another way. Blogging is another way, and so on and so forth. But I recommend webinars. Now, I said build, teach. Once you've built your platform, it's growing, you are teaching consistently, continually, all right? You're solving problems. The next step is to do what? Sell. Selling is the easiest part. As long as you have built your platform, you have taught them, you are showing up there, you're teaching them, okay? What's the last step? It is to sell. What can you sell? You name it. Anything you want to sell, you will be making money out of thin air because you are selling to a market or to an audience that knows you, likes you, and trusts you, all right? They have this reciprocity going on where they feel so indebted, and they're like, if this guy's free stuff could be this good, the paid stuff must be fantastic. And so that's the next step. What are you going to sell? You can sell online courses, you can sell books, you can sell events and summits. I love to sell summits. You can sell information, you can sell physical products, you can sell software, you can do affiliate marketing. These are all the different things that you can sell, and even more. You can sell coaching, private coaching, group coaching, and so on and so forth. Thinking about what to sell is the easy part. The part that people flake out on is building and teaching, all right? So let's talk about the things that you can sell. Online courses. By now, everyone should know how to create an online course, all right? An online course is simply, well, most of the time we call it a video course, okay? So either you are talking to the camera, recording yourself, recording what your solution is in a video format that can be bought, or you are doing what we call a screencast, where you make a number of slides and you record the screen with your voiceover and you sell that also as a video. That's simply what is called an online course. A couple of apps that can be used to create online courses are Camtasia Studio. That's what I personally like to use. Well, Camtasia Studio might be expensive for some people, but there are cheaper options or alternatives to Camtasia Studio, like Screencast-O-Matic, Loom, and so on, all right? So you create online courses that way. Now, people don't know, but audio programs sell still, okay? You can create your solution in form of an audio program and you can sell that, okay? To record audio products or even podcasts, I like to use an app called Audacity. You know, Audacity, like the Audacity of Hope, it's actually a software also. So you can use an app called Audacity, record your audio, and release that as an audio product. What else can you sell? You can sell books, all right? You can sell books, whether you want to sell the PDFs, the soft copy, or the hard copy. It is not hard to sell anything once you already have a product, all right? It is not hard to sell anything once you already have a product. These days, I can sell anything without even needing Facebook ads, right? Because I have, over the years, built a strong and a solid platform. A lot of you knew about this program from that platform. And so whether I want to promote something or sell something, the platform that I have built and also build trust with is going to be that medium, okay? What else can you sell? You can sell tickets to online events, okay? During this COVID-19 lockdowns, a lot of people began to do online events. This also is an online event, and you can host your online event just like this one and sell tickets, all right? Sometimes I do some of these online events on Zoom, and only those who pay will attend with me, and they watch me solve a particular problem over my shoulder, and they pay me money for it, all right? And I don't have to make that much noise with Facebook ads. There's a platform already that I have been serving, and I just make my offer there, and they buy. It's that simple, all right? What else can you sell? You can sell physical products, all right? So depending on what niche you are, your target audience might have need for physical products. So people can be asking, Like, oh wow, you look so good on camera. What are the tools that you use? If you keep on getting that question all the time, yo, you should be in the business of physical products. So you can find out more about mini importation and how to get these products from China and brand them with your name. All right. You can see, for example, one of the things that helped me look good on camera is my tripod stand. All right. It helps me to hold this up. And they'll be like, oh, we want one like that. You can order a consignment of these, brand it with your brand name, and begin to sell. You're in business. All right. Not everything has to be an online, it has to be an online course or a digital product. It can be a physical product, depending on the needs of your target audience. Okay. If you're in health, maybe they might want to buy weighing scales, or they might want to buy blood pressure monitors, and so on. Find out what your market needs. It could be a digital product. It could be a physical product. It might even be a combination of both categories. All right. So find out what that is. All right. What else can you sell? You can sell software. All right. You can sell software. All right. But you should know, how to build that software in the first place. There are online marketplaces that can go to and get freelancers to build software for you. Not for everybody, but it's a business model that you can also solve. So in your field, if there is something that a problem that software can solve in your field, either it's for bookkeeping or accounting. I know a lady who sells software that can help you budget your money for the month. Yeah. And it's not even a complex software. She simply created a spreadsheet that was pre-made with formulas that can help you. You put in your expenses here, and it just calculates your income and expenditure for the entire month. It's and so many other details. It's fantastic. And she sells a simple spreadsheet. Right? You must all that money for a spreadsheet. Well, not just a spreadsheet. It acts as a software and it solves a real problem. She's an accountant. Okay. So you can sell software, and also you can sell products as an affiliate marketer. So you don't even need to have a product, though I recommend you do. But you don't need to have a product. You can also sell other people's products. Okay. There's this platform called Expertinaire. I think it's one of the main, if not the only, affiliate marketing platforms for Nigerians. And so you can go there and see products from all kinds of vendors in Nigeria across multiple niches. Find a product there that looks good and that you can sell, and simply promote it to your audience. The Expertinaire platform will pay you commissions straight to your bank account. Easy to do. All right. If you don't want to do the Nigerian method, there's ClickBank, there's JVZoo, and so on. But if you're selling to Nigerians, well, the most Nigeria friendly platform for affiliate marketing so far is that Expertinaire platform. So give it a look. All right. So that is the BTS formula. You build your platform, whether it's a group or it's an email list or wherever it is, you build that platform, okay? And it costs money to fund the war. Invest in paid ads, okay? Invest in paid ads to build your platform, all right? Invest in paid ads to build your platform. There are free ways of doing it, but the free methods take too darn long, all right? It costs money to fund the war. Now, while you're building your platform, you're going to teach, all right? You're going to teach them shit. Like, look at churches, for example. One of the reasons why people have a loyalty to churches is because they are always showing up. Churches produce the most content in almost all industries, because Wednesday midweek service, they're producing content. Maybe if they do on Fridays too, they're producing content. And then on Sunday, they're producing content. Sometimes even multiple times on Sunday, because you've got first service, second service, and so on and so forth, depending on the church, all right? So that content is a non-negotiable part of your empire, okay? So you've got to be showing up to teach. Give them one day of the week, maybe on Thursdays, maybe on whatever day. Give them that day and show up consistently, all right? Show up. Do it live. Show your face, even though you can also hide behind the podcast and the blog and all that. Show your face. And one thing I was saying on podcast too was that you need to create a video podcast. So I know, before we could just interview the guest on audio. Now I want you guys to use video to interview your guests and then put it on YouTube. I tell you one thing about YouTube. YouTube is one place where people go to look for solutions to their problems. It's not like Facebook, where the intent is usually social. On YouTube, someone is going there to type answers to questions to their that they want answers to, and so they can find your podcast there, and you get a lot of attention from that. People hardly go to podcast directories to do that, so that is where video podcasting will beat audio. So have both. I'm not saying you take one over the other, but you need to have both, all right, if you're going the podcasting route. Okay, and then once you have these set up, the next thing you have to do is decide on what products that you want to sell. You want to sell courses, or you want to sell books, or you want to sell events, or you want to sell other kinds of information. You want to sell consulting, you want to sell coaching, you want to sell physical products, you want to sell software, or you want to sell affiliate marketing products. That is other people's products that you sell in exchange for a commission. So that is the system, the BTS system, the build, teach, sell system. Let me conclude by giving you a couple of things that will help you stand out from the average hustler on the internet. It is important that you stand out. Okay, well, there's some people who, when they start this thing, they just look like they're hustling. Okay, you've got to differentiate yourself with a few things that will give you that finesse so that people can trust you as a thought leader. Okay, number one that you can have is a website. Okay, you must, MUST, have a website. Now, there are multiple ways to get this done. If you're not techie, at all, and you don't want to outsource this to someone else, the platform that I would recommend to you is called Wix, wix.com, Wix. Okay, anybody is a website designer with Wix. All right, you go to wix.com, create a website, use the free plan to create a website, see what it looks like, and then when you're ready to launch, I recommend you pay for one of the paid plans so that it takes away all that, powered by Wix. Okay, because you're trying to come correct and look as professional as possible. Okay, so Wix gives you all those facilities to create a professional website and sell your story, sell yourself to the world. Okay, so create a website with Wix. Another thing that you can have that sets you apart, which I've already mentioned also, is a strong YouTube channel. Okay, even though my empire is mostly on Facebook, I also have a YouTube channel with about, I think, 8,000 subscribers or so, right? So when you have that YouTube is going to expose you to a side of the world that does not really live on social media, right? So one thing I realized in my journey was that even though I was big on Facebook, a lot of people still did not know who I was. They were blissfully unaware of the legend called John Obidi, as big as I was on Facebook. And that's because there is a whole group of people that just do not come on Facebook. Okay, and in order to reach those people, you've got to be on a platform that welcomes everybody, and that platform is YouTube. People who are in the gang of LinkedIn, they come to YouTube. Those who are in the gang of Instagram, they come to YouTube. Those who are in the gang of Facebook, they still come to YouTube. Everybody comes. YouTube is that watering hole where everyone gathers to when they need information. And so you've got to be on that platform and dominate it. Okay. So when you have a YouTube channel, there are so many things you can do there. But if you don't know what to do yet, just start interviewing people. Okay, as your video podcast. Just start interviewing people just like this. There's an app called Zoom. Everyone used Zoom throughout this pandemic. Zoom lets you interview someone anywhere in the world for free. No time limits. As long as it's just one person that you're interviewing, there's no time limits. You record that interview, you put it on YouTube, put a proper description and title, and you upload it. People from all over the world can type for those keywords in your title and your description, and they will find you. Okay, they will take action on whatever is in your description, either to buy your courses or anything. But that YouTube channel will stand as your formidable media asset. All right. So I'll just stop here. I wanted to elaborate. Well, there's the third one. You can also include mobile apps, but with websites, your YouTube channel, and the other things I've taught under Build, Teach, Sell, you can take this right now and start dominating and start crushing it and making money from your knowledge. Look, I don't know what other approaches other people have or you have tried or experimented with, but if you are not building your own platform, your own audience, you're leaving money on the table and you're not really going to make the big bucks. Okay, so invest in building your platform, invest your time, your energy, and your resources in teaching, and then you can pull the trigger on selling. Thank you very much. at this point, I will take your questions and any other directives from the convener. If this has brought you value, and I know it has, let me see you leave a comment. Let me see you throw the fire emojis. Throw the fire emojis in the comments while I wait for your questions. Tade, thank you so much.
John, what can you say about our generation, whereby people just want to, create money without following process?
Well, yes. Well, first of all, I think that mankind generally, left to our own devices, would take the path of least resistance. So naturally, if what is offered is a story or an illusion of least resistance, most human beings would take that. The problem really, I think, starts with some people who want to make money from the weaknesses of other people. So they'll tell you 5 ways to generate money without working, or how I made 6 figures without getting out of my boxers. I mean, those headlines are sensational. Those headlines are created to create to create a mirage, or to get people into a buying state. Okay, so if I said how to make money online, without working hard, this place will be like night of bliss, right? Because people want to get wealth without work. Okay, one of the 7 deadly sins, wealth without work. All right, so I think that people need to know what the truth is, and that's why when we teach, like with the BTS system, we tell people, look, it's not a get rich quick scheme, but like the Bible says, right? To he who perseveres until the end, to him will be given a crown, or the crown of life. All right, to him will be given a crown of life. So you've got to persevere to the end. There is a process. All right, and if you follow the process, you are going to succeed. All right, so that's what I've got to say about that. I think Tade had to leave that. But meanwhile, let me see if there's anything I can answer. Someone says, how can one be better prepared to build a platform? Well, one thing I would say, I don't know, your question is a bit open-ended, so I'm not quite sure what you mean, but I'll try to answer that with what I've got. One thing you've got to prepare for is to be comfortable with public scrutiny, because when you start building a platform, you're in the spotlight, you're in the limelight. A lot of attention is going to be focused on you. Some of the attention is going to be positive, some of it is going to be negative. So you've got to be ready to accept that public scrutiny and to handle that with grace. There are a number of things there, but if I can have a more specific question, I can provide a more specific response. All right. All right, someone says, how much can I spend on ads in order to build a 50K platform on Facebook? Okay, so let me refine your question further. It sounds more like, how much can I spend on ads in order to build maybe like a 50,000 member Facebook group? I think you're talking about Facebook groups, yeah? So it's not all about spending money on ads. There are ways about it. One of the ways you can do it is by holding, one of the quickest ways, guys, listen, I'm giving you guys this for free. This is a trade secret. One of the quickest ways to build a Facebook group is to do an online event, okay? If you are doing a summit or an online conference, this is the best time to grow a Facebook group, because people want to attend online events, okay? And so you make it that the venue of the online summit or the event is on your Facebook group. So you have a lot of people that will join just because they want to get that value. Some are going to leave, but the net growth is going to be way more. It'll be explosive. Okay. Joshua Adesina says, is it right to focus and teach in more than one niche, then sell products in and out of those niches? Well, I wouldn't say that there's a right and wrong way to do it, but there are effective ways. The best thing to do is to start with one niche. Okay. When I first started, I started with one niche, and as I began to grow and build momentum in that niche, I was now permitted by the marketplace to branch out. But you've got to be known for one thing first, and then you can branch out. You'll know when. Okay. Someone says that you always talk about leaving Lagos or their environments. Now that internet has connected everyone, do you still recommend it? Interesting. Let me ask you this question. You know, you probably want to meet me in person one day and ask me certain questions. How has the internet connected you to me? The internet has not broken that barrier. The only way you can experience me right now is by watching me on live. But you can't shake my hand. You can't ask me a deep and personal question and I'll answer you. You ask me a question here, I'll only tell you things that I can tell the whole world. All right. If you ask me a very personal question, I will not answer. I will laugh about it and tell you something else. All right. And so one thing I realized is that when I was back in Benin City, I realized that the best thought leaders, the best experts, they were all in Lagos. And the only way they could be seen then was on Twitter. But when I came to Lagos, I realized that they were, as in all the people that were looking like such big and huge celebrities, they were so easily accessible. You could see them either in a coffee shop here, you see them in a bar, or you see them in the banking hall or at the airport. They're just around you and so easily accessible. And most of them are so friendly and so humble. And so something you'll be chasing somebody with email, messenger, you're chasing somebody, just one meeting will get you everything you'll be chasing them for. All right. So yes, the internet has connected us all in a way, but there are certain things you will not get if you don't show up in person, and you've got to be experienced in the game to understand what I'm talking about. All right, let me see what else I can talk about. So again, this is COVID period, terms and conditions apply. The way I've talked about this pre-COVID is different from how I'm talking about it now because things have changed a little bit, but the principle remains that when people see you in person, the energy is different, okay? I remember one of my events that I was doing in Lagos a couple of years ago. There's somebody who had been trying to see me. He had been trying to ask me questions, and I'm a human being. I've got things I do in my private time. But, when you want to now send me messages and all that, I give you the little amount of energy I can give and I face my life. But this guy wanted to ask me certain questions. He left his base in somewhere in Cross River State and traveled to Lagos, paid to attend one of my physical events. When I knew what he had done to be there, I gave him audience. We sat down, went somewhere, we sat down. He asked me questions and I answered him. Okay, so there's wisdom in showing up in person. All right. How can one launch out in areas not particularly in line with his passion? It's the same process. Use the BTS system. The BTS system has got nothing to do with passion, except in the teach part. There's a way you teach something that is your passion that people just feel, okay? And when things get hard when you are teaching, you are more likely to survive that than someone else who doesn't have a passion for that thing. So passion is very important. However, it is not necessary in order for you to make money from something, but it is very helpful. It can be an accelerator. All right. Okay. TadeCash is back, so I'll let him continue moderating.
All right, John. Thank you so much. It's been awesome. Thank you for being generous with this information you have been sharing with this growing audience. It's so wonderful, John, having you today. Thank you so much for this information, the BTS system, and I hope that this wonderful audience are going to take up this system and use it. Because just like the way you are, it's all about being practical and using what we have learned. And so thank you so much, John. I really appreciate
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you.